grant that we're giving out. We give out $30,000 every month now to members of Let's Go Help. And if you're not a member, you may want to look at letsgohelp.com. And what Let's Go Help does is show you how to get government grants and nonprofit grants for anything you want in life. There is more money. There's hundreds of thousands of different grants that are available to start a business, get out of debt, buy a house, fix up a house, go to school, get a better job, almost anything, healthcare, dental care, home repair, healthcare, dental care, and home repair. That's pretty good. So what we do is our profits every month, because we've been at this for about a year and a half or more, that we give the profits back to our members every month. So now we're up to $30,000 a month, and we've given away almost $250,000 already, just in the last 9-10 months or whatever it is, and we'll continue to do that. So like this month, when people join for $20, not only do they find how to get $100,000 from the government to do what they want, but we give out our own grants of $1,000 or $500. It's usually 50 people every month we do this for. And it's the easiest grant, because all you have to do is say a sentence, 2 sentences, 3 sentences on how would you spend $1,000. And the important thing about this grant, it doesn't have to be for you. It doesn't matter. We just want to use this money to do good in the world. So whether if you need the money because you have to get out of debt, or your car broke down, whatever it is, or your family member. See, it doesn't have to be, it could be a family member, that they want to go back to school, they want to get training, they need a new roof on the garage, or whatever it is, that you could apply for. Or even a friend or somebody in the neighborhood. Man, I pass this guy every day, and he told me, like, somebody wrote that he knew a fellow who was living in a shelter but wanted to go back to mortician school. So he needed money to do that. And he was a winner, but gave it to somebody else for them to go to mortician school, because that's what he always wanted to do. And that really changed the life. So, I mean, it's not big money. $1,000 is not a big money nowadays, at least for half the country. It is for the other half. So I'm not interested in helping the half that this isn't, significant money for. There's plenty of people out there that this is significant and could really change people's lives in some way. And I feel that that's the best thing I think we could do with our money, instead of more marketing or whatever the hell we need to do. As long as we're paying our salaries, then the rest of the money will go back to people like this, because not only the people in admin at our group, not only do they help, I have put down for a car, I got a tablet for Zoom, for your class. Oh, wonderful. That's what you got with the money. See, somebody said I think they said they won the money, and they used it for to get a tablet so he could attend the Zoom meetings we have on our group, because we have Zoom. This is live Zoom meetings that we have every Thursday night. And it's grant application training, and that's what it is. We all need it. What we find is that I will spend it on my PC repair that's down, and to get coil clean and repair work shoes. Well, that's important to make money, And we also show you, see, if you don't win, and by the way, you could only win once, because we want to get as many members, to be able to take advantage of this. So if you win once, don't apply again. Leave room for other people. Leave room for other people. And that's what's important, I think. But you also, if you don't win, then start.
No movement detected for some time. Do you want to stop your workout?
Oh, see, that's my running app. It's telling me that, hey, you haven't moved a bit, you lazy shit. Do you want to keep count? I don't. Anyway, I forget where I was. See, that's a problem getting old, boy. It's hard to multitask at 78. I can't do that. I can't afford it. The members are great. Yeah, they help each other. That's another thing. Tracy, you remember, right? And that's what's so nice about other members. So it's not only me and the staff, the admin people that are so gracious and kind. And that's what I'm really trying to hope we could do is create a community of just people being kind. Nobody has the magic answer. We're all struggling in life. Nobody else knows what to do, and we're all guessing. If I receive, I would send it to my sister in Florida. Well, that's great. So apply and put your name and those sentences in there, and that's all you need for the application. And the main website we have is on Facebook, and on top of that column of discussions, there's a notice about how to apply. We have a closed, what do you call it, a form, a Google form that you fill out. Very easy. Click it, put in your name, email, and tell us why. That's all you have to do. Then you're in the hunt. And actually, if you don't get it this time, 2 things you should do. One is apply again next week, because we have another one in, what is this, June? We'll have another one for July 4th. That's when we started. So this is actually the 12th one. Wow. So we're now giving out $360,000 a year. I mean, I never thought I'd do something like that in my life. I'm so grateful to all of you having a chance to do this, that you made this profitable for us so that we could also help other people. And that's why I feel the people we want to help are members. Man, they're the ones who make all this happen. Hi, thank you. Thank you. See, people dress like an idiot and people like it. I mean, it's just, I feel almost an obligation to do it. It makes people smile. They see me, they come up to me and say, boy, you made my day. Man, I could just put on something crazy and make somebody's day. What better things do I have to do in life? I can't think of anything. I won't take money from the government, but I always like you anyhow. You don't have to take it. If you don't need it, you shouldn't take it. That's fine. This is what, and maybe a lot of these programs shouldn't even be there. I believe in that too, but they're there and they're real, and some people may use them and can help them and really affect their lives a lot. So that's what I'll make sure that the rich people will know about these things, and that's how I found out about them. I helped rich people get all this stuff, and there were millionaires who wanted to become billionaires with these government programs that were for any income. So that's what I'm trying to do, is make sure not only the rich people know about this, but everyone. Where do I send it? Oh, Tiffany, if you want to apply to the grant, you have to apply, and the subscription is $20. So you go to letsgohelp.com. I didn't win, but my fingers are crossed, and I know that age. I remember half of the what. Well, also remember that it may take longer. I mean, we all have a preconceived notion of what government grants should be, a preconceived notion of what government should do, a preconceived notion of all that. And that may or may not be true, and most likely it isn't. And a lot of people, particularly when they join, they expect to have one, I could give you one application to apply for. This is perfect for you, apply, and you get the money. That is not likely to happen. That does happen, and it does happen to people. But it's going to take probably more work than you think it is. It may be easy. If it isn't easy, then what you have to start doing is rolling up your sleeves. And rolling up your sleeves means using the phone more than the internet. See, getting help nowadays, we're such a technology-oriented, I'm sure they'd say I qualify, but I have grandchildren. I don't want to run up the amount of debt the U.S. has. It already owes more. You're right, and that's a good thing to feel, but they're going to spend that money whether it's you or not. So if you have something that you think is important to do, they never give money back. They will Shanghai people off the street on the last day. That's why one of the best times to apply for government grants is in September, because that's when the government fiscal year ends. That's when all the money has to be gone, so they get more money in November 1st, or October 1st. October? Or is it end of October? November? Oh, I forget. Maybe it's the end of October. I haven't talked about that in so long. My brain is a sieve at this age. So around then, September, October is the end of the fiscal year, and they will hijack, they'll call up friends, relatives, or whatever. Better apply for this. We have to get money by Thursday, get rid of the money by Thursday. So that's at that point. But you're right, you should to do this, to not give out the money, you have to get elected officials to stop passing bills that give out the money. That's the way you change that. You don't, do much, by just not applying. You have to tell the elected officials that, you don't think they should be passing laws to give out the money. All this is legal money. It's going to be spent, whether you use it or not. And it's important to people who know who could use the money, they could do. And I think our people, I mean, we have millionaires in the crowd too, of course. But, majority of them, the people I work with personally a lot, answering questions, are not in that category and could use this, to make their life a little smoother, to get free dental care, to get their house heated, or whatever it is, to get an education so they can make more money. You know what I always like to, all these things that are written to well, thank you, ma'am. To help people, help themselves. How are you going to help yourself? You start a business and help other people in the neighborhood that you're doing something of important that they'll give you money for. And now that's called a business. You don't need an LLC. You don't need all this other nonsense that getting an MBA like I did will tell you what to do. No, you need a customer and do something for them. And that's a value that they'll pay for you. That's all business is. It doesn't mean you need an MBA. It doesn't mean you need an accountant. It doesn't mean you need a lawyer. That's nonsense. And I always liked you, but you still do what you do regardless. That's right. It's easy for DC residents to get the grants. Not any more difficult, is it? You're closer. You'll know about this stuff more than anything. And the person giving out the grant is probably your neighbor. So if you're in Idaho and trying to get Washington, you think bureaucrats are somebody behind the Wizard of Oz curtain or something like that, and some hocus pocus. No, they're just folks like you and I. I mean, you say, I'm living in California, but my home is in Oklahoma. I need help to paying a rent in Oklahoma. Well, you have a resident in Oklahoma, that's where you're going to get the money. And I want to start a car care business in California. There's a lot of money going out for child care. People want to start child care businesses, and that's from the COVID grant that the states have. I just did a big story on a city is giving out money for people up to $250,000 for people wanting to start a child care business. Now that may or may not be available where you are, but maybe there's something that's there. There are good grants in Florida to start a business. Where do I go? Well, the SBA does not have grants, but they have help. What you do, if you want to start any kind of business, whether it's a daycare or whatever you want to do, or be an airplane manufacturer, you go to SBA.com, but you don't go there looking for money. You go there looking for free consulting help. And you get that by finding what's called community navigators. So you want to find the community navigators at the SBA. And you search on the SBA.gov for that. You'll see a whole list, and there'll be a half a dozen where you live. Now what you do there is you make appointments with people. And when you make appointments with those people, the one thing you do not say is, hey, this is Matthew Lesko and I want a grant to start my business. No, you don't say that, because grants it's a little complicated process to learn, and if you're not in it for a while, you'll just screw things up. So what you want to do is ask for help. Hey, I live here in California and I want to start a business. Who could I talk to help? They have, there's a lot of free mentors. These are people who got grants from the government, who are specialists in helping people start businesses that help you for free. So they're the people you want. Someone like, maybe you want to talk to me about getting a grant. Well, wouldn't it be great if we had lunch together and I tell you all the secrets that I know after studying this for 40 years? That's what you want. And that's what these people are. They've been through this ringer, 1,000 times already. That's who you want to talk to. And you don't want to look at an application, whether you're not even sure that what the application is for, even though you think you do. You don't. And that's why talking to people. That's why now with so much crap on the internet, you have to rely on people. You can't rely on the internet. It's full of lies, you know that. Everybody says that, no matter what side of the aisle. Everybody points the other guy's lying. So that's why it's easy to get away. And the problem is maybe they're not lying, but what happens is they're after your money. And that's what it is. So they're going to say something that they think is true, or there's a sliver of truth in it, or whatever it is. And you don't know your options, so I don't know. So you shake out your credit card and buy it, and it won't work for anything. And so what you have to do is talk to people who are there for free to help you. And that means getting on the phone, not getting on Google. Google is there to make money from you. The websites I give you are there to give you money, okay? So that's the big difference. You join Let's Go Help, the only websites I'll show you are people that give you money. You go on Google, all the websites, not all of course, only 99, 44, 100% of them are websites that want to take your money. And they'll do anything legally or immoral even to get it, and that's what you're up against. And you're up against people who think about how to get your money 24 hours a day, and you're not thinking about how to protect yourself on the internet 24 hours a day. But the people on the internet are thinking 24 hours a day how to sneak into your pockets without realizing it. And that's why the best, safest thing to do is just contact people who have, I'm in New Jersey, disabled venture homeowner, business owner, I've been able to get a couple for mortgage assistance. Great for you. Okay, now veterans, remember, this is the best place for veterans to go for any kind of help. It's called your County Veterans Service Office. County Veterans Service Office. I did a video on that yesterday during Veterans Day. I'm a Vietnam vet. And even have one of those little ribbons. and talking about that, but don't stop at veterans. Veterans programs only represent about 6 or 8% of the total program money that's available to anybody, veterans or not veterans. So it's good that you should go to the veterans and get that, but don't stop there, man, because 92% of the rest of the money is out there for anybody. I'm in North Carolina, disabled, I really need help. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of places that help there. Actually, there's disability for starting a business. If you're a senior, I'm trying to think every state has an Office of Disability. Sometimes it's aging and disabilities. So you have to start with the major thing. We have a listing of all the disability sources for every state. So if you give us your state, we'll give you a report of all the sources of help for people with disabilities. And there's 60, 70 pages of them. I mean, it's a huge report. We have a lot of services for people, whether it's housing, whether it's mobility services, whether it's using technology, whether it's getting a job, all these things, And it's all nonprofits and government offices. So when you're looking for any help, I mean, a safe thing to do is not contact anybody who does not have a website that ends in .gov or ends in .org. Now, there's some .coms that are probably worth value, but they have to get money from you one way or another. And so if you have money and you want to waste it, fine. Who am I to say? But if you don't have a lot of money, then you just have to stay away from that until you learn the system better. And you do that by not contacting anybody with a .com or a .net or a .co or any of these other things. Only, I repeat, only .gov or .org, because they're not relying on you to get money. See, that's the thing. They need you to give money or to give help. How often do you update the state reports for each state? Not very often. It's just too much work that we have. I did all these state reports initially. And we try to update it, but that's an impossible job to keep this updated. And I don't think that's necessary, to tell you the truth, as much as it is knowing that such an office exists. That's what I'm trying to say. That's to me what the states report. You don't know that there's free legal help if somebody doesn't pay you bounce a check, you bounce their check. Well, you could get a lawyer from the government to go out and get your money for you, but you don't know that. Okay, so if you go to my report and the report isn't working or the link is down or anything, man, just knowing that is there, then you could start, what to look for. That's why what we try to do at Let's Go Help is teach you how to research. And that's what Sabrina does every Thursday evening about 8 o'clock, where there's a free live video of research training. We also have weekly research training programs that we teach you about research, that we give awards to the top researchers for the week. or for the month, I think it is now. So the top researchers a month get like $200-300 for learning how to do research. See, it's something we're not used to doing, because we think that research is going on the internet, finding a website, and filling out an application. That's not research. You won't find the good things. I sign up for a lot of city and state programs, email them, and I found them that way. Great, that's what you do. You go to the horse's mouth, the people giving out the money. And that's why right now there are so many people, so many city, county, state government have so much COVID money that they have to get rid of. You know, I mean, every day I'm writing up new programs, new cities, new states that are giving out all these programs for everything, whether it's daycare money or it's money to pay bills. I'm gonna write up something soon about small business grants for home-based businesses to pay their rent and to pay utilities. Right, $10,000 for home-based business pay the rent, and they extended the deadline to June 30th. You know, disabled the senior low-income displaced. Yeah, or afford. Yeah, we have a report just for your state. You know, if you, I don't know how to get it to you easily if you're not a member. But if you go to, I think it's letsgotraining.com. There's a lot of reports there for free. It teaches you how to research this kind of stuff. I just certainly approved for a city grant where I live to fix up my home. Wow, Lady Libra, can you email me with that info so I can let people know that things like this happen? See, you are more powerful than to encourage people about taking care of themselves with these programs than I will ever be. So Lady Libra, please, I need to sign up for membership. Please email me, Lady Libra, and tell me that story, okay? And email me at letsgofreeradio@gmail.com. letsgofreeradio@gmail.com. And if you don't hear from me in 2 days, then yell at me. Say, "Let's go, you stupid old man." I'm trying to get in touch with you. And oh man, I'm really having the time of my life at this age, but there are some limitations. I'm not as fast or quick or remember as well. Where do I go for that one for home-based businesses? Well, that, I forget where it is. I'm gonna keep tuned for on YouTube here. I'll have a video on it either today or tomorrow. I forget what city that is, but then that means you have to look around for something like that in your city if that doesn't work, if you don't live in the city I talked to you about. That's why I do these things, you know, because I have to convince you such a thing exists, and then you go out and dig harder, because the real work comes in you digging. And Miss Libra, that wonderful Lady Libra, is, you know, she's the godsend here. Is West Virginia forgotten and everything? No. I mean, I'm just, you know what, West Virginia, I'm just reading now, and I'm going to write up about West Virginia will take you and train you for free with no degree to make $80,000 to $100,000 a year. No degree, a little bit of training, even pay for the training and everything. Wow. Where else are you going to get something like that? I mean, if you go to college for 4 years and pay $100,000 for that, and then maybe you get a job for $30,000. Here, where you get everything paid for, and then you get skills to get a job for $100,000 instead of paying $100,000 to get a degree. That who the hell, what's going to happen? And you're in debt too, which is terrible. You're not in debt. You get free training, and you get a job for $100,000. Wow. Where should what email should I send you? Yeah, you have a story. I'd love to see it. And I followed your advice a couple years ago and got weathers. Oh, wonderful. And free boiling water. Oh, tell me, mommy. Tell me, mommy. Let's go freeradio@gmail.com. Let's go, Lesko, free, FREE, radio, RADIO, @gmail.com. I'm asking, how do I sign up to pay on Facebook? Oh, letsgohelp.com. Letsgohelp.com. And that's $20. Okay? That's letsgohelp.com. Help me, Wanda. What about a grant for disabled to help buying a home? Yes, yes. I mean, it's going to take digging. It's going to take work. Make sure you start learning that you're going to have to use the phone. Say if you have phonophobia or whatever, no, these are people. You don't have to know what to say. All you have to know about using the phone is, are you able to be polite? That's the only thing you have to know about using the phone. You don't have to worry about what you're going to say. You don't know how you say it or anything. You just have to worry about being polite. And then you just start calling the numbers that I send you, or you think that will help. And the other thing, Tammy Larson, hi, Matthew Larson. Are you Tammy Larson in Just Relax? Yeah. Well, you're very helpful, Tammy, and I appreciate all the work that you help for other members. People like Tammy are the people that make this possible. People like Tammy are the people that help us give money to people who really need that $1,000. It's people like Tammy who make everything go around, who are selflessness. Well, yeah, not selfish, but and wants to help people. And because she realizes how good that feels inside. That's why, to me, helping people is very selfish. It's the most selfish thing you could do because it feels so good, man. That's the key. It feels so good. And Tammy knows that, and she shares her kindness to people and creates an atmosphere where people want to also share kindness. Thank you, and I want to join. I have to save every dime right now for the home. I understand. And that's why if you go to letsgotraining.com, I have a lot of free reports, and the one right on top you should get, because it tells you about a dozen places in every city that give free research like I charge $20 for. They do for free. So start with them because they're free, and start losing it. Hello, Matthew, Oklahoma. How do I sign up for a $1,000 grant? You go to letsgohelp.com. Letsgohelp.com. I knew I lost it. Where are we? Monique, don't forget Monique. Lady Libra, don't forget me. REX Relax. Just relax, too. Tammy, thank you again, Tammy. Can someone please explain how to sign up on Facebook? What's the page? No, you don't sign up on Facebook, Tiffany Lee. You have to apply first. If you go on the Facebook pages, facebook.com/groups/letsgohelp. But you can't use it. You'll see a notice about it, but to be a member, you have to join first. And you do that by going to letsgohelp.com. You join, you get a response email about the links to get in and how to do it, okay? And that's the way to get in to our page and start getting the help you need and help other people, please. I mean, if we could really make a lot more change in the world, I feel, if more members help each other, because then that gives us money to give grants back, to people who really need the money. And like I say, I'm so proud of the work we're doing now, being able to give $30,000 a month, so it's going to be $300,000 or $360,000 this year to give back, and that's more money than I could imagine. And that's just because of how wonderful our members are. And that is so important to us, and that's so important to our society, I think. And now when everybody's so greedy and selfish and things like that, man, that's not a nice society to live in my mind. And, we get more power if we're helping each other, not if we're trying to beat each other and scam each other and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I have. So, I mean, you don't see mean words by anybody. Anybody who talks mean in the group, they get beat on by 100 people. I don't have to do anything. They take care of it because they don't want to be there anyway. It was something like that. And if it's not for you, I give you the money back, no questions asked. If you think you're going to sign up and get a check in the mail by Thursday, and you don't get it by Thursday, I'll give you the money back, because it's not likely to happen anyway. It's going to take work on your part. It may not. You may get lucky, but most likely not. I mean, it's like anything in life you want to do. You know, if it's real easy, it's not going to be worth it probably. You know, whether it's getting a job or anything. So I just want to thank everybody who's a member or even watching this who've been so nice to me. Arlene, you have been one of those people. I also have some guy out there pretending to be. Yes, there are people out there pretending to be me. I can't stop them. Facebook won't do anything. YouTube won't do anything. It's just terrible. And the way to find out if it's me or not, see what they charge. If they're charging more than $20, that's not me. And once you're a member, we'll never charge you for anything more. You have everything we have for no extra charge. Yeah. So it's all for free. That's why all the seminars, all the live research help that we give, the training, the reports, everything. I mean, just by being a member, you know, you get all that for free. Okay. I want to figure out how to make money and help people for $20. I used to do it for 20,000, and then maybe 2,000, then 200. But no, that's silly. There's more important things to do and to try to figure out how to get more money. But we have to live, we have to survive, we have to take care of ourselves. So that's why we charge $20, and after we pay everybody, then we give the rest away to you, the members. And that's how it's $30 a month now that we're doing. Every month, I feel, you know, life comes and goes, ups and downs and whatever, so you never know what's in the future. But we already gave away just in 10 months or so $250,000. So it looks good for a while yet. So I hope it could. If we could adopt and care for every child that needs. Oh man, that's true. We have 16 kids, 27 grandbabies. Good for you. That's what needs. If nobody takes care of the kids, man, we're sunk. Because they grow up with enough trauma that they have to get even with. I have bought your book for a few years ago. Yeah, many years. I haven't read a book in 10 years or so. Now everything's online. And it's a lot better there because we could give more personal help. The books, you got a book, what the hell do they do with this? Now you could ask us 100 questions a day. That's right. Ask us 100 questions a day. We'll give you, hey, what the hell does this mean? Okay, I'll tell you. Hey, how do I find this? I tell you. Hey, what happens when this happens? I tell you. Yeah. And if I don't have the answer, I research it and get it. Where else are you going to get 20 bucks worth like that? Man, I don't know, but if you can, that's great. I should be out of business then if somebody else could do it better and cheaper. I shouldn't be. I'll be smart enough to find something else. Many of ours are adopted, and it's not as hard as they try to make you think it is. Oh, well, that's very nice. And that's a wonderful service you do. Nothing better than taking care of people, particularly small people who need more care. Because if they don't get care young, then they're going to take a lot of care when you get old. Right? It's going to pop up somewhere. And that will be more expensive society than taking care of them when they're young. But we haven't learned that yet. I don't know if we ever will. Well, take care, my friends, and thank you again for being who you are, Bunny, and everybody else that has a heart to live by. That's how you sort questions, man. Now I think heart's even more important. If your heart's not in it, man, you ain't gonna do anything. So make sure your heart's in it. Getting the answers is easy. Doing them is hard. So thank you for everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you.